Yo, anime fans, One Piece fans, what is good? The answer to that question, of course, is One Piece. One Piece is what's good. And today we're going to be talking about why Luffy will die at the end of the series. So when it comes to the topic of Luffy's death, the community is kinda split down the middle, or maybe not the little, probably one side is a bit more heavy than the other, but it's still a subject of disagreement, whether or not Luffy will die at the end of the series. Some people are saying it only makes sense, and some people say, why would he die? Why would Oda do that? And I'm just here to give my opinion on it, and why I believe that Luffy will indeed pass away at the end of this legendary story. One thing commonly brought up when talking about Luffy's death is the fact that he lost 10 years of his life when Ivankov was healing him. Now, people in One Piece, Oda said they can live up to 140 years, so that would just cut it down to 130 for Luffy, which isn't the biggest of deals, but we don't know how long Luffy's life is originally going to last, so if Luffy was going to die early in the beginning, like at 70, if he loses 10 years then he dies at 60, that's kind of a big deal. So a lot of people say that 10 years isn't a big enough difference in lifespan to say that Luffy is going to die at the end of the series, but I do believe that Oda put that in there for a reason, not just to show that Luffy was sacrificing something for Ace. That could have just been it, but since it's had to do with lifespan, I'm not sure that was the only thing Oda was going with that. I don't think that's the only place Oda was going to go with that information. I do believe that means that Luffy is going to die early. And yes, I did say early, because some people do say that there's going to be a time skip at the end and then we'll see old Luffy and then he'll die or something like that. I do not believe that's the case. I believe that Luffy is not just going to die at the end of the series, he's going to die early. Kind of like how Roger passed away. I think he's going to go out with a bang, and I believe this for a specific reason. One of the main things about One Piece is adventure. Luffy's adventure with his friends. They adventure to find the One Piece. Adventure, adventure, adventure. And I do not believe that Oda would let this adventure go unfinished. Because adventure is such a big part of One Piece, I believe that adventure will have a final finishing end, like a finality to the end of it. I do not think that Oda would have One Piece end with the Straw Hat crew sailing into the sunset just to be the pirate king or big dog pirate or whatever for the rest of their lives. I think that they will have a decisive end to their journey, just like Roger's crew did. I believe that Luffy is going to die in some fashion that puts the journey to an end, a finality, a close to the journey, a decisive close. I believe that's where Oda would probably go with that. I don't think that Oda would have the journey end open-ended. I don't think he would have the story end open-ended. And of course, there are a lot of similarities to the Straw Hats and the Roger Pirates, so it could very well be the case that Luffy will die like Roger, starting a new era. And something that lends to this theory is the 10 years that he lost. It could be something like Luffy knows that he's going to die soon because he lost 10 years. Maybe he'll lose more in the future, and he knows he's going to die soon, so he turns himself in and gets himself executed or something like that. Probably not the exact way Roger went out, but maybe he'll go out with a bang because he knows he's going to die soon anyway. And I believe that even if he doesn't intentionally give himself to be killed or intentionally let himself die because he knows he's going to die soon, I still do believe that the adventure will have a final close to it, like he'll die in a fight or something like that, even though I don't think he'll die in a fight because he's the pirate king, he's supposed to be the strongest person around, so it'll probably be more something like he lends himself to death because he knows he's going to die soon because of all the lifespan years he lost anyway. Another reason I believe that he is going to die at the end of the series is because era to era passing on the will of D. That's been a big theme in One Piece, passing on will. And I do not believe that Oda will have Luffy not pass on his will to somebody else. I believe at the end of the story, Luffy will die and his will be passed on to somebody, or maybe a lot of somebody. I don't think that it will end with him still going on in the world and the era not changing, his will not passing on. I don't think Oda would do that. I think that because it's such a big theme in the story, his will be passed on at the very end after he dies. Because even if you look at Roger, he wasn't a big kingpin in this era when Luffy started his journey. He was an old legend who died and passed on his will to the whole next generation, passed on his will to Shanks, who passed on his will to Luffy. Luffy seems to have even inherited some stuff directly from Roger. I don't think that Oda would have it so that Luffy is in the next era or has it open-ended, so it would fall out like that, where the next generation has to overcome Luffy. I think that Luffy will be the instigator of the next era. That would be a fitting end. for Luffy to die and pass on his will to the whole next generation, maybe somebody specific, but just kind of go out in that manner and not be a blockage for the next generation. I don't think that Oda would end the series without kind of setting up the next generation and showing us that the pirate world will go on with eras and eras to come. I think if Luffy doesn't die, it would defeat the whole message of passing on will and the heart of adventure. I think it would defeat all of those purposes. I think it would hinder the message that Oda is trying to send with the story. So I believe that Luffy has to die for all of those things to continue on. The passing of will, adventure, all of that. And I think that the 10 years that Ivankov took might be part of that. It might force Luffy to turn himself in because he knows he's gonna die. That's just kind of a theory. Of course, that's not for sure. I'm not sure why Ivankov had to take the 10 years from Luffy's life in Oda's mind, but that could very well be it. But that is why I believe that Luffy will die at the end of the story. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content and know Luffy enjoy my content, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more One Piece content. Also share this video if you found it enjoyable, and comment down below whether or not you think Luffy will die at the end of One Piece. I will see you in the next video.